Hello and what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is Hoop Money here with another video for you guys today. Today we are going to be talking about my beloved Tattooed Chef, one of the largest holdings in my entire portfolio, and we were talking about this one a lot more back in May and April. That's when this one took a very large dip and I decided that I wanted to go all in on this stock, and it became the largest part of my portfolio at about 10% of my portfolio at the time. Right now, it is currently rivaling Workhorse as my largest holding. But guys, I still am a big fan of Tattooed Chef for the long term. And with today's crash, I think that, or maybe not a crash, but more so a correction, I think that this is an amazing opportunity to get your hands on Tattooed Chef for the long term. This thing is growing like an absolute weed, and we are going to be going over the earnings in today's video because that's what sent this stock down. Yesterday after market close, they had their second quarter earnings for 2021, and yeah, since then the stock has been falling, but we're going to go over all those numbers and we're going to find some hope in these numbers. But before we get into that, if you guys would like to sign up for BlockFi, they're offering up to $250 in free Bitcoin for joining and up to 7.5% interest on your stablecoin or cryptocurrency investments. So it's basically free money, especially if you're already invested into cryptocurrencies. Check that out below. There's also a link there to sign up for Public where you get up to $70 in free stock just for signing up and depositing at least $1. So also check that out. Public is an amazing stock exchange. And yeah, with all that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, my friends, so here is Tattooed Chef. It's down about 14% on the day. We saw lows of about 15-16%, and yeah, it was just kind of painful. I really don't like seeing this. It's really weighing down my portfolio on today's date. I've made another bad trade that I don't really want to talk about as well. And yeah, today being Friday the 13th, I think that's just why I'm getting absolutely wrecked. It all makes sense now. But anyways, let's just scroll down here. Just take a look at the damages. So we're down 13%, and again guys, this is 8.21% of my Robinhood portfolio. I have other portfolios as well, but yeah, it's just it's really bad for me. All of my Tattooed Chef is on Robinhood. So I'm down $351 on the day. Then we have call options as well. My call options are down $275, down 17%. But these ones are still up about 197%. I got these at the low, so these are gonna be safe for me, I'm pretty sure, and I'm very bullish. I'm not gonna sell them. I'm holding on to this one strong because my conviction in Tattooed Chef as one of the best growth stocks on the stock market right now is still there, so I plan on holding this one through. We can see, we'll just zoom out for a bit, we're pretty much flat, even going up on the month. So the market was predicting that we'd basically meet expectations on earnings, but that didn't happen. We missed on earnings, which is unfortunate, and we're gonna go over that in a second. And you guys can see this thing dropped from about $20 per share all the way back down to the $17 range, and I really do think this is a great place to pick up some shares for the long term for Tattooed Chef. I don't think it's going to be getting much lower than this. In 2021, it only really dipped below $17 a share once on April 20th. That's when I bought my call option for Tattooed Chef, and since then it's only been around $17 per share. So I really don't think that there's much more room to fall. Again, not financial advice, but I just think that in the $17 range, this is a perfect place to pick, like, load the boat on Tattooed Chef. So here's the headline: Tattooed Chef reports Q2 loss lags revenue estimates. So right here in the 3 months ended June 30th, 2021, we can see the revenue estimates of about $50.7 million. And if we go back over here to the revenue estimates from the analysts, they had it at $54 million. So it's unfortunate. We're down about $3 million on that revenue estimates, and this could be the main cause of us dropping so much on today's date. People were expecting us to meet those expectations or even beat those expectations. And in this stock market right now, even if you beat those expectations, you could fall. That's just been what's happening in the stock market. You beat earnings, your stock falls. So if you miss earnings, your stock crashes. That's just what's been going on. It's been a very volatile stock market, to say the least. And yeah, we're gonna do a bit of a deeper dive into these earnings results right now. So the one thing that has stuck out to me like a sore thumb with Tattooed Chef is they posted posted a net profit in 2020. The same 3 months ended June 30th in 2020, they posted a net profit of $1.6 million, and now we're posting a loss of about $8 million. So this comes from increased costs on operations. And you can see here that they said the company expects operating expenses to decrease as a percentage of revenue over time, as many relatively fixed operating expenses will be spread over increased revenue. If we take a look at the first 6 months of 2020, they made about $68 million in revenue, and then the first 6 months of 2021 they made about $103 million in revenue, which is absolutely an insane increase. The company is also heavily investing into the Tattooed Chef brand in order to increase distribution, raise brand awareness, and drive sales into the new stores that are launching the products. The cost the company is investing in today should produce realized benefits in the future. And again, guys, this is true for any growth company. They need to invest today so that they make money in the future. Same reason you guys are investing in stocks today, so that sometime in the future you can sell those stocks for a profit. So when a company like Tattooed Chef does miss on earnings because they have a higher loss and higher operating loss than usual, I'm not too concerned, because what does that most likely mean? Well, it probably means that they're probably investing in their company so that this company can grow exponentially in the future. So this right here is also very, very important. There was a one-time non-cash expense of $46 million included in the second quarter of 2021, resulting from a valuation allowance on a deferred tax asset due to the company's additional investments. And that right here is this income tax expense of $46 million. And you guys can see it was only $500,000 in 2020. And this one-time expense is what sent this thing to a net income of minus $53 million, which again, that's higher than their revenue for this quarter. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This does not look pretty at all, but this is a one-time expense, so we should not be seeing an expense like this in the coming quarterly results. Another thing I really like to look at in these quarterly results for a growing company such as Tattooed Chef is the amount of cash and assets that they have on their balance sheet. This is because cash is basically a company's fuel for investment in the future. They have more cash on their balance sheet. They can use that cash to invest in their company and make more profits over time. So as we can see here, compared to December 31st, 2021, they had $131 million in cash. Now they have $140 million in cash. So again, I'm not worrying about the financial position of Tattooed Chef. They've increased their cash, they've increased their current assets, they have mentioned that they are investing in their company, which would explain the operating loss that we saw. And with all that being said, there's nothing here that is really pushing me away from Tattooed Chef. I'm seeing these lower stock prices, and unfortunately I moved all my cash to a high interest savings account, or else I would be buying these stocks right now. I'm also already 10% weighted in Tattooed Chef around these current price levels anyways, so it doesn't really make sense for me to put more money into Tattooed Chef right now. But if you are interested in Tattooed Chef and do not currently own it, I definitely do think, although it's not financial advice, I do think that this is a very, very attractive price level for this company. And the last thing that I want to go over, and this is basically what's going to separate Tattooed Chef from just being a food company to being an actual brand, is that their branded sales have increased 62% to $33.1 million, or 65% of their total revenue. These are basically packaged foods that have the Tattooed Chef brand on it. And this is great because if there is more sales in branded Tattooed Chef products, the exposure to the Tattooed Chef brand is also increasing. And having a solid brand is one of the most important things for a long-term growing stock. And I just wanted to show you guys this chart. They teach these charts in business schools, and that is the product life cycle. So I think Tattooed Chef is currently in between the introduction phase and the growth phase. So we are currently buying it right here at Tattooed Chef's life cycle, but it goes all the way into the maturity stages where it's going to end up getting in a few years from now, and the stock price will be higher in my personal opinion. And yeah, again, we're right down here. This is because we have increasing sales, reducing costs. We're not reducing costs, we still have high costs, which is why I still think it's down here in this in-between phase. And then some profits. We do have some profits. Other like 2 quarters back, we did post a profit that was absolutely amazing. And now Tattooed Chef is reinvesting in their company. So I do think there's a lot more explosive growth to come with Tattooed Chef, and I'm here for the ride. I'm not going to be selling this. This is one of my 5-year, 10-year holds, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I don't think this stock is going to be staying in the $17 price range for much longer. So that's all I got for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something today about quarterly financial results. Tattooed Chef is an amazing company. They increased those branded sales. They had a bit more cost this quarter, more than we expected, which is unfortunate, but it does happen with a high growth company. So I'm not too concerned. Again, the main things that I'm concerned with are revenue and cash on the balance sheet for a growing company. Tattooed Chef, they increased their branded sales. The revenue, they missed by about $4 million. But if we compare the current revenue to last year's numbers, it has grown quite substantially, and I believe it will continue to grow in the future as Tattooed Chef branded sales are increasing and increased adoption of this new branded product. So not financial advice, but pick up some shares if you can at these low prices. That's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Peace.